Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. The character's moving just fine, mic is being picked up. Background noise is playing. Chat is chatting, I believe. Pretty slow chat today, but that's fine. Alright, I think we can get started. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Mattoon Corner. I'm your host Mattoon, and welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. I've named the Lady of the Hour. Hello, Relaine. How you doing? I say Lady of the Hour, I am still in bed. Relaine, get up! You gotta do things. Take a nap later. You've been in bed for like the past 4 hours. Hey, get up and check the mail. Wah, it's cold. Yeah, today is apparently the coldest. Today is apparently Canada is now the coldest place on Earth. For today. That's how cold it is. Like Jesus Christ. My heart goes out to those in Ontario right now. It's genuinely bad. Global warming has messed up our weather. The winters are colder than ever, and the summers are hotter than ever. It's like minus 14 degrees right now. How's that in Celsius? How much is that in Celsius? That doesn't mean much to me. Like in Celsius, that sounds like terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like if it was minus 14 Celsius, I don't think you'd be alive right now. It's minus 25 degrees Celsius. Never mind. I'm an idiot. That sounds awful. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Peekaboo. Hello, Grog. Hope you're doing well. How is the groggy fella? Shivering in my room right now. Please tell me you have covers. You're well covered. Just had a sauna. Oh, that sounds so nice right now. But now, actually. I'm half naked with blankets. Put some comfier clothes on. It's cold. Put on at least like a pant, put on like proper clothes. Wear a jacket. Stay wrapped in your covers, all that stuff. You know, you can do it. I know you're having back pain right now. I mean, maybe if someone didn't shrimp all the time. You just told me to get up. I'm telling you to get up. I like get up and like wrap your covers around you while you walk around. That's fine. I'm dividing this in half. I basically have to divide these two. By dividing it a 16 by 9 image in half for 2 panels tends to work. How does it also looks like a meme redraw? I really don't want to go outside. Wind hurts my face. Be sure to like put on as many like things you can to like cover up your face. Do you have like a scarf? Maybe that can help. Like a scarf could help you out with that. Actually, don't I need one. Please get yourself a scarf when you can. Scarves are genuinely super helpful. Because that was gonna be too. Ah, dang! I had the perfect line. I also like to. I usually like to divide my canvases like this by hand because I think like being a little like rough with the division, but not like a perfect for 16 by 9. I think being a little rough with that kind of like that kind of composition honestly helps sell the imperfection of it. I could just be talking my ass out here if I'm being honest, but like I think I like seeing a little bit of like hand drawnness, even like the most perfect function, that kind of stuff. The only exception I have is like buildings where I like to like try to make them as straight as possible. Okay, I guess I'll turn on my space heater. That's better. That's a start. At least you're getting out of bed. Yo, hey Knuckles. It's currently dividing things into many small, tiny pieces. This is the boring part of any drawing, playing the composition, basically. I just realized I did not download the reference picture. Hold on. Working my game again after like 3 months not working on it. That's a mood. You start a project, you start a project, you get super excited, you like grind out a few things of it, then you go like, I'm not feeling too good. Then you just don't work on anything for a bit until you eventually come back like a month or two later. That's how I feel with my comic. I feel you, man. I did add these silly little skeleton animatronics that don't do much besides get in your way. That low-key gave me the motivation to keep working. Hey, nice! I actually did see that earlier. Very nice that you're getting more progress out. Very fun. I'm currently in the boring part of any drawing, which is like setting up the general composition and just a little like the layer management. But that seems to be okay for now. Now for the fun part. Speaking of, I actually want to Rolane, you actually sent me that one drawing of a Kate from Ever Crisis. That's a mobile gacha game I mentioned to you before. I actually really like how he looks in that game. I gotta try and mimic that a bit more compared to the last time I drew him. Last time I drew him, I think I drew him too clean. You know, he doesn't look furry enough. What is the bird hurting the cat? Good question. I don't know. Ask for Lane about that. She knows about now. Yeah. Also, like his little cape, I feel like I didn't do a very good job at it. I don't know, a lot of things, like, last time I drew him, I feel like I didn't do a very good job drawing him, I guess. There's certain designs let me grab you. I'll allow that. Yeah, sorry about that. The automata catches that. Because I accepted... Oh, that looks very funny out of context. Oh, God. Really said I would lose talent privilege if I didn't show up. Oop. Ah, you're Remy. I've seen you playing Pokemon with Relaine sometimes. Hello there. Happy to meet you. Properly. I mean, it still works. True. Jeremy kept killing our Mons. Bro. He's lying. I'm not saying I haven't seen enough of your Soul Links to really comment on who's responsible for Pokedeaths. Okay, I'm going inside. If I slip and fall, please remember me. I hope you don't. This dumb cat's basically only three hits tall. I remember that. It's all in the proportions. And my dog is rolling around in the snow. Oh, that's cute. I stick my hand out once and it burns from the cold. Ah, boy. I'll live somewhere warm. We would lose focus on doing Nuzlocke because Kate Sif got brought up. And it will cost us our mons. You can trust me on this, or my friends will be calling me Honest Remy. I don't know, Relaine, do you call him Honest Remy? They call you the opposite, man. No, I don't. You're a liar. You two are adorable. She claims I cheat. I mean, depending on the Nuzlocke rules you guys decided on, I suppose it's debatable. Let's start sketching out Relaine because she's a design I've already drawn a handful of times already. And it's also a very similar pose to the last time I drew her too, so. I know my rough sketches tend to look like a massive jumble of lines. I promise. My bad. Why are you complaining? No, it's not a bad thing. Wait, I'm sorry. It's not a bad thing. I promise. Yeah, again, I know my. What's about sketches? No, because I know my rough sketch can sometimes have this look like a jumble of lines of like unintelligible lines. I promise there's like actual I kind of see this. Now, I will admit I do feel like I need to be a bit cleaner with some of my rough sketch construction. I feel like a bad sometimes not being able to draw something just because you kind of fail at the construction. I really gotta get a bit better at like cleaning things up, I guess. You know? I feel like sometimes I'm too impatient. Yeah, I gotta pace myself with drawing some bit more. I didn't miss it too. He's just so smoochable. True. That's why I'm drawing you smooching him again. Unsure if he's in terms of after last night. Come on, you can't blame him. He sacrificed himself for you. He just happened to have like another body laying around. Like, think of it. In fact, you can think of it like this way. Really, if you watch like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, just imagine like he used up one of his lives. Cats have 9 lives, so. I'd smack the shit out of him regardless. That's fair. Mm. Da. Hmm. Not sure if I'm liking how the sketch is coming out, if I'm being honest. Horses are a little funky. 3 p.m. cereal, living like. I do enjoy a good 3 p.m. cereal. Yeah, let me try breaking this down a bit better. They really need to like sit down, just like break down its composition a bit more. All right, goodbye, bed. I best to eat more, but I struggle some days. I understand. You've been having struggling with your eating habits for a while. No, I just worry about you, Elaine. Like, genuinely. I am happy to see you trying, though. Like, genuinely. Sometimes you really need to like have a if you're something I've kind of just struggled with. If your original construction is not super like solid, you're gonna struggle a lot to getting the piece how you want out. You know. I'd like to think I've gotten generally better at that. I gotta call the doctor to get my tummy checked out with the camera thing. Oh, the snow is hard to go. And I'm king. My family's truck broke down. Won't start. Ah, boy. What the? That was fast. Huh. Beating a veggie wrap in one hand while bending a bot and adding a new magic word to auto mod with the other. Ha! Nice. I appreciate you with the mods, Cass, honestly. You've been, I think you've been a big help. I feel it was me, I don't think I'd be able to figure out this auto mod stuff on my own. I don't think I even have mine on. I think it's a good thing too. It's a good thing to always have on, just generally, you know. Getting back, I have to reset my internet. Being kind of rude. I know it is. I have to clean out the tear stains on my glasses from last night. Ah, boo. Again, he survived on a technicality. Yeah, cats have 9 lives. It would be really funny if, like, if in canon, like, Reef has specifically 9 Kate Sif robots. Specifically because the cats have 9 lives. There we go. This is a much better showing of Kate than last time. He's so I made him fluffy. Hooray. Okay, but watching it was awful. I know, I know. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little, like, that little dialogue you asked me for. Have I drew this already? No, I drew. Well, yes, I drew. Hi, Polly. I drew Kate, Relaine kissing Kate. I didn't draw the meme she asked me for, which is the which is another thing. Hold on. This is another thing entirely. And look, yeah, Kate Relaine wants me to draw. Relaine wants me to draw her smooching the cat, and god dang it, I will draw her smooching the cat. It's what she wants most in life. I also tried making him fuzzier this time, because honestly, I feel like kind of in how I ended up drawing a Kate this last time. Yeah, where was I? Where's the dialogue? Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I just woke up, so I was confused. You're fine. Oh, the muted cat all covered in lipstick, all confused. Exactly, that's the one. That's very much the one. That's what I'm doing, yeah. That's what she wanted. She thought it was cute. She asked me, can you draw it for me, please? And I said, yeah, sure. And you know I can't say no to Elaine. Yeah, I love it. I'm crying. Speaking of not saying no, let me save this so I don't lose it later. I made this exact same joke with the characters from my game, like 2 years ago. Oh, send it to me. I want to see. And then I just, like, pick, like, a pinkish colors, and I can just, like, roughly... Kind of like how I draw Max with Max when I decide to draw the Christmas drawing with TG. I covered him like lipstick marks. Same thing, but this time with a cat. Can't wonder, I can only gotta wait to see my human. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Damn it. I think Verlaine also likes to commission me for the fact that I don't tend to like bully her for her husbandos. I've noticed. Like, I find it very weird. Like, is it so weird just to if like you're not harming anyone liking fictional characters or fictional thing? Like, so many Sonic fans want to bone Rouge the Bat. Am I really gonna blame someone for wanting to bone Kate Sif of all characters? Like, that'd be unfair. Genuinely. I want both vanilla. Exactly! Absolutely unfair. Like, hold on. Let me see if I can find something. Ads. I'll wait for the ads to show up before I do next. I'm back. That was fast. The ad break is still going in general, so I'm gonna wait for it to move over before I continue. Like, yeah, like, absolutely, people who, like, bully other people for harmless interests over video game stuff is annoying. And fictional stuff. Fiction exists for us to have fun or to be introspective. Don't bully other people just because they like self-shipping that kind of stuff. Liking fictional characters who happen to be, like, furry characters does not necessarily mean that you want to bang an animal. That's not how this works. Hold on, I'm getting my rest set up. All right, according to Twitch, the ad break has ended. That's what I tried saying, and people go, nah, it's not the same thing. Sonic has a difference. Okay, how? Please tell me. Sorry, got ads. No, you're fine. I specifically waited because I figured that much. But also, like, think of, like, characters who like Crystal from Star Fox, or even just the Star Fox cast in general. Star Fox, because there's an abhorrent lack of female characters in that thing. It's usually more for like the yaoi furry fan base. But, like, still, it's still an example. DuckTales has a massive fandom. Duck people want to bone the ducks. It's not the same thing of wanting to actually get a duck. Like, again, Lurlane, this is a commentary. This is like a comparison I've always done with this thing. Jubei and Nine from BlazBlue. Like, these two are canonically a married couple in that franchise. Yes, the sex appeal witch lady's husband is a cat. Like, what am I supposed to say here? Like these franchises are still kind of there's a level of absurdity. You just kind of accept, like, okay, I can accept this. Genuinely. At a certain level, you just kind of have to just like shrug. Just like shrug and said, this is just fiction at the end of the day. That's my 2 cents, at least. My friend says it's different because he has more human qualities. How? He's a cat! I didn't know. What baffles me. Yeah. Or even just like the things like monster girls, like slime girls, harpies, lamias, all that stuff. People also find attractive. How am I gonna draw the line at a fictional cat who has who does have like human qualities? Like genuinely, where am I supposed to draw the line here? I was gonna say harpies were lame, but I feel like I feel like that was like a low hanging fruit, just because like your main character is a harpy. Well, I guess harpies too. That's okay. Fair. I mean, the other Daedric princes have all requests. Shiogorap was funny. That was someone else. How do you type that in? Oh, you're watching multiple Twitch chats. Noted. Shiogorap. That's Skyrim, right? Like the Daedric princes from the Elder Scrolls. Morrowind. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Elder Scrolls in general. See, I only know... My knowledge of Skyrim mostly comes from YouTube videos. I never really played the game myself. One fear. That happens. Happens to the best of us, folks. We send a message. We send a message somewhere where it was message somewhere else. Yeah, I can't ever forget when I sent the pic to a group chat that was not safe for work. I triple check. Yeah, it's fair. One time I was messaging someone, I also checking in the server, and I ended up sending a message that was intended for them into the server. Yeah. That was embarrassing. Alright, sketch done. I hit my mic. My bad. Ooh, pygmy. You're Knuckles. Your character sir is very cat adjacent, isn't he? Michael's basically just a cat in human form. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of my old cat OC. Way back when I had a character, my character Matthew, he had a cat named George. George has not been written out, mind you, I suppose, but I feel like I've been trying to really put him anywhere. George is kind of meant to be like an alley cat who kind of hates the fact that he's become somewhat domesticated. That is kind of idea. Oh, I like the smudge case marks. Honestly, they look more smudged just from me like rushing this big thing. But honestly, I probably will like smudge them a little bit when I get to actually painting them in. Sorry, I stopped real quickly. I'm looking for something to put on as background noise. My last video ended. As a side note, this has also been a very good. It's been a very good few years for like animation pilots. You know, like everyone's talking about that one Gameoverse by Rubber Ross. Really excited for that one. Looks really fun, especially because I can see they changed up the plot a little bit. Had the whole thing where like beating a game, finishing it destroys the planet it's on entirely. Wasn't supposed to be like cat-like, but I remember add demon girls to my games. Just sort of became their cat. Oh, that's cute. Okay, you have two choices for demon girls. You either domesticate them or you get domesticated yourself. So you either get Helltaker and whatever Knuckles is working on. Basically, Comic One Demon Girls trying to put color on him and ended up getting your hands bitten off somehow. Yeah, ooh, feisty. God dang, YouTube recommend. Give me a video topic I don't know yet. Alright, you'll do. What's up, Z-Bud? In theory. Also, Dracula's there. Don't ask how he fits in the game. He's just there. Fair. What's a monster game without a few vampires? And plasma balls. Tell me who's the greatest winner of all. Right, time for line art. Ryan, what do you think so far? Liking it so far? Yes. Hey, I'm glad. Anytime I see him, I get all happy. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad I can make something for you then. Sweetie. Mirrors, lightning, and plasma balls. Times it. 8:47. Okay, we spent around like around an hour and 10ish on the sketch. I'm probably get the liner done for relatively quickly. I just gotta color him in and shade him. I was kind of like running in my head, see if I can do some one sitting or not. Probably. If I can't finish it tonight, I'll probably like finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow, like right after church. Beam commission, actually. Hold on. Yeah, wrong line. Wrong line. Kitty cat. Yep. I was never much of a cat person, Millie. My cousin had cats. I had a dog named Champy when I was younger. I do like cats, mind you, but yeah, I just wasn't like, I wasn't like much of a cat person. far so good. Who pinged me? I just got up, but I want to nap so bad again. Aw. If you really want to sleep, want to get some more sleep, really, no one's stopping you. Like, genuinely. I don't mind. No, I'll be strong. Okie dokie. Ah. Josh Dam 23 is now following. Thank you kindly. Hey, Josh! That's a name I recognize. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. One of the best Monster Girl drawers on the internet. There's been really boring stuff on Wire right now. It happens. Just kind of just on the grind. Ooh. Yeah, Josh, like, in my head, I was talking to Meeting King Carl about this actually yesterday. You, Carl, Bleedman, and Brandon Santiago basically are in my head as, like, the 4 Monster Girl character artists online. Like, in my head. You 4 are basically just, like, one little, like, unit in my head. I'm honored to share space in your head with those guys, Lo. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy to have it here, dude. I'm just doing some commission work. Drawing Kate Sif with the lovely Relane's character. Hell yeah. Uvu. Yep. Yeah, pretty chill stream today. Monster Girls, you say? Yep. Of course, Relane, there's no other Monster Girl better Monster Girl than you. You're a Harpy. But yeah, like, Josh's main cast is, like, there's a little Frankenstein girl. There's a vampire. There's, like, there's a Gorgon. A werewolf. And I've been meaning to draw some more to myself. The only one I've drawn so far is the vampire is Amy. Any demon girls perchance? Perchance? He does actually. He did an amazing job with Amy. Thank you. I just want to draw more. Better than me? Ah, don't say that. I wouldn't be able to draw the character. I would not be able to draw the character if you never made her, Josh. And yeah, Josh does have a demon gal. It's the emote he just posted. Meanwhile, there's me. I feel like a poser because, like, technically speaking, my cast is entirely is a monster cast, but I don't really draw. I focus more on the girl aspect than like the monster girl aspect. I feel like a poser. Let's look at this. Hold on. Look at this. We got vampire recently turned. A unicorn. TG's completely human, so I can't have her. So I can't. Don't even have like a special thing here. Arthur's a Nephilim. Plays like half angel. Girls, but monster enough to qualify, I'd say. Matthew, by technicality, he's human, but because he's from another dimension, he's an alien. He's from another universe, he's technically an alien. And Max is also a human. But because he has a talking shadow, I upgrade him to Warlock. Nephilim? Nephilim, you say? Like the killer in my game. Oh, nice. But yeah, like, Arthur's whole shtick is like... Did I ever show him to you, by the way? I don't think so. Nice, Star. Can't say I have. I think I have seen gameplay of your game, so I may have seen him, but I can't, like, put exactly a face to the name, you know? But yeah, like, Arthur's whole shtick is, like, being a Nephilim. I think he's the one character I've drawn the most, like... I focused the most on that aspect, and that's kind of sad. Because I feel like the other characters that probably have, like, more monstrous elements I can play with. Arthur originally was half demon, but I thought it would be more interesting to make him half angel, so. Where is he? Yeah, stuff like I just found stuff like this much more interesting to do with him, essentially. And there are two kinds of Arthur drawings. He's either really, really cool or he's suffering. There's no in between. Absolutely zero in between. I say it all the time, but I love your colors. Ooh, the big pig lad. Ooh, the pig lad. He's a Nephilim? Huh. I guess that explains why he's so big. Did you base this on like how there are like theories on like Goliath was a Nephilim? That's why he's so big. Say it all the time, but I love your colors. Think kindly, Josh. Honestly, my coloring process is pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward, all things considered. I learned from I functionally took the coloring method I learned from my video by the artist Starfish Face. She has a little coloring tutorial, and that one video functionally redefined how I do my coloring process. I kind of took it and adapted it to what I was already doing, but without that coloring video, I don't think it would look as nice as it does nowadays. I was done liner on the first drawing. Not necessarily. I made him really tall because tall guy you go brrr. You know, it's fair. I'm sorry if the biblical comment was a bit random. I am Christian myself, and I do enjoy like a good Bible reference here and there. Hence why I made Arthur a thing. That tutorial on her YouTube? Yes, it is. You know what? I'll send it to you. Hold on. It's a very specific video. My friend. No, actually, no. I've done this before. I thought my friend Polly sent it to me, but turns out no. I found it. I sent it to her, and that kind of like redefined things for me. Where is it? There we go. It's from 2 years ago. Dang. I remember the video was only like a few months old when I first found it. It's already been that long. Not ziggity. Hey, I sent it to you on Discord. That's a very good drawing. Yeah, no problem. Like, if I ever find a tutorial I find interesting, I'll always post it. Like, for example, even when I color comics, coloring comics, I do things slightly differently. Because, like, Starfish Face's, thing is a bit more, dedicated to, like, full illustrations. Though she hasn't made, like, her own art style, she does, basically do a very simplified version of it to do, for comics. I kind of wanted to do something else to, like, make my comics pop a bit more. So I started combining this method with what I learned from Line Sensei. Line Sensei one's a lot easier to, break down. Hold on. I don't know if you've seen this one, but this is a very quick, tutorial on, getting... This is a very quick tutorial on getting, shading colors to look a bit closer to what you have in mind. I personally find this doesn't work as good for my normal illustrations for me, just because I like using, like, very saturated colors, but at the same time, I feel like this is a very valuable just a very valuable resource to speed things up, and I've been using it for coloring my comics, for coloring in my comics, which I think it just looks a very neat, it has a very, like, neat, effect, and it looks a lot better than just using, like, a single multiply color for them, like I was doing in comics. I'm trying to move on to more saturated colors too. Honestly, man, honestly, man, like, if I had to comment, I've always thought your colors were actually pretty saturated as is. Like, in my personal opinion. I just keep seeing them on a dull computer monitor. Hey, Taco. Like, on. I'm gonna nab like a recent drawing of yours. Can I see if I can do this? Like this collection of Shelly drawings. Hold on. Like all these Shellys. Got so much Shelly. Yeah, like her skin tone, the skin tone. Colors you pick, yeah, they all tend to be like fairly saturated. Like the darkest color, the most dull color you have here, for the most part, is just like colors that are meant to be essentially dark. I think you have a good mix of like, I think you have a very good mix of like saturated colors and desaturated colors. So really make the saturated bits pop. Like her hair color. Her hair color is the most saturated bit on her outfit, and it pops out really well. So like what you could do here is hold on. But this is functionally the, Oh, that Shelly pick was me using newer colors. Alright, then let me find an older pick of hers. Yeah, here. Yeah. This is her old reference pick. Even then, like, you're doing slightly more saturated colors, but the ones that are here are already saturated colors. I think you've always had a good balance between these. You've always had a good balance between what colors should be saturated and what colors should be a bit more dulled down. I've always personally seen your work as a bit more saturated. Like honestly, man, I can see your stuff as like a cartoon that played on like one of those like late afternoon blocks on Cartoon Network. It's like you just get home from school, you turn the TV on, and like an episode of this show is playing. You know. Well, thanks. I wasn't fishing for comments, I swear. No, you're fine. Like, I'm saying this because I genuinely like your work. Like, honestly, you have some, like, one of my favorite, like, cartoony styles out there. Plus, you don't need to fish for compliments from me, buddy. I will gladly just give you compliments. Yeah, I'll do that later because I'll kiss marks later. Alright, that's one line art done. And just, Ah, dang, I missed a part. Blomp. Hi, Asher. Happy to have you here. We all like all forms of art here. Make sure to save, Matt. I have, don't worry. I know I'm completely detached from the convo, but I also really like your art style. It's really nice. Oh yeah, Josh is like one of my favorite. Josh is like one of my favorite art styles I see on Twitter. I think it's very unique. Something about like some of it just scratches my brain in a way I really enjoy. Perhaps just because I've always enjoyed like cartoony styles. My art style nowadays is very much a mix between like anime adjacent, but like the very roots of my art style. The one series that really got me back into drawing, like wanting to make it, was actually Cuphead of all things, like rubber hose stuff, you know. So there's an entire alternate universe where instead of drawing like anime stuff, I'm drawing stuff like classic Mickey Mouse, or like basing myself on like the Paul Rudd, the modern day like Mickey Mouse. Well, I say modern day, but like from a few years back, those Mickey Mouse shorts. There's an entire alternate universe where I'm just completely different. My art style is completely different. I remember you saying that. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it because it's true. All right, now to line this one. What time is it? 9:17. Yeah, I think we got time. Coloring is the process of art that honestly takes me the least amount of time. So even if it takes me to be honest, even if I extend the stream a little bit, I can finish this tonight, no problem. Are so nice. We're just being honest, man. Also, I'm really excited for your reboot for your comic. The soft reboot. It's still very funny. I'd pay to see Kate in that style. Honestly, yeah, like a old cartoon. Honestly, dang, that would be really fun. Maybe I should have become a Bendy fan. Maybe that would have continued to reignite my stuff. But to be honest, I think that's exactly why I kind of like fell out of the rubber hosey art style. I don't like Bendy and Ink Machine all that much. I like Bendy as a character. I like the concept, but like at the same time, like, man, I don't think I'm just not very. I don't think I'm just not very. I don't think I'm just not a big fan of like horror. Like make horror games based on like old timey stuff. Like the reason I like Cuphead because it's so absurdist and like the main villain's the devil, but like it's not necessarily horrifying. It's horrifying in the context of like how can we have cartoons that's so graphic, but like that's a normal thing. Matt RPG when? If Matt makes anything, Matt's making a fighting game. Bendy is one of those things for me that exists for me. Honestly, yes, same. I think I actually was kind of interested for like at the start story, but honestly, I think the ending of the first game was just kind of to me, because it ends up being a time loop, which it does get expanded upon in the sequel, if I'm not mistaken. By that point, I was already just like checked out. Like the one thing that also gets me is Bendy fans saying, "No, it's really good now. I promise." I don't know, man. I'm just not really. I don't think this is not for me. Who pinged me? Yeah, just my pal making a thing. That is still good. It is, honestly. Controversies with Scott Cawthon aside and the general fandom at large, I think FNAF has some good ideas, still has some really good ideas nowadays. I think I don't think I was never like super big on like mascot horror though, I suppose. I definitely see the appeal to it, but personally, not really for me. That said, I'm also the guy who's recently been thinking of Pokemon creepypastas again. Because like it came to a realization, why is there no like creepypasta or like horror stuff based on like what's the name? Based on Deoxys. Pokemon whose whole shtick is being an invasive species. I feel like that feels like perfect for like early 2000s creepypasta offers. Why didn't they do anything? It honestly kind of perplexes me. It feels like they had the perfect setup for that, and no one did anything. Because that's creative, and we don't do that here. And also, like, I said this on Blue Sky, and someone said, well, I guess the horror is a little undermined when you can just chuck a ball at like, these mystical god beings. Also, his beef with Rayquaza. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, yeah, in that case, why is the Hypno from Hypno's Lullaby such a big deal if I can just throw a ball at it? And why is all the other ones just like dead Pokemon or like these weird things that take spirits? Why don't we do some weird infection or just weird alien invasion shtick with Deoxys? Sounds awesome. I don't know if you read the conversation on in the Nefarious server, Taco, but basically the way I found of a really neat thing with Deoxys, where he's basically puppeting puppeting a person like a flesh suit almost, and the person's still alive and conscious, and the person just like raises their hand like going like, help me, and then like Deoxys like blasts out of his mouth. He has to vomit him up, and then Deoxys just does his business and just goes back inside, start piloting his flesh suit. Yeah, basically just turning Deoxys into Ennard, essentially. But unlike Ennard, he can keep going in and out of the body. Like, genuinely, I find that an amazing idea. Why has no one tried something like that?
Frankly, terrifying.
Yes, it's terrifying. Why don't we do anything with it? I'm sorry if Pokemon creepypastas is always just like, oh, this game has shows off all these dead Pokemon, all these dead kids. Why? Oh, be original for one.
Remember, Matthew, creepypastas are for children.
No, they're not. Like, if I see it and I cry, then I'm doing something right. I'm sorry, really, that's not what I mean. You know I love you. Yeah, no, I just feel like Deoxys is perfect horror monster potential.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Like, since this is my last commission, next time I have a bit of free time, I'm gonna draw it myself. No one else is going to. I'm happy Mimi got inspired to like do something to draw Deoxys looking scary, so that was fun.
Sunshine and rainbows. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. You're better than that.
I'm surprised Pokemon Mystery Dungeon doesn't get much either, especially when Gates had Kyurem basically murdering people on screen. Yeah, exactly. I think I've also had creepypasta on the brain because I've recently been watching a YouTube channel named Davis Morgan. He's basically just a guy who reads a lot of horror literature, and he also takes his crack at like reviewing old creepypastas, basically, seeing which ones are good and which ones are kind of aged, kind of you know. Very good for like background noise. CSP question: is Real G Pen your main inking pen? It is now. I'm saying that real thing because like I have this very bad issue where like I go a few months using Real G Pen, then I swap to the regular ass basic ass G Pen, then I swap back to Real G Pen. For right now, it's Real G Pen. Yes. I've tried using, like you can see in my thing, I've tried using a whole bunch of like different like special brushes for line art, but nothing has ever. Ah, dang it. Think I gotta wait then. Ad, my bad. I don't understand how ads work. I just had mine and I'm free. Functionally, every half hour, I have it set to run a bit of ads. But how long the ads work for each individual person, I have no dang clue. Okay, back. So like I was saying, I use the Real G Pen as my main liner brush now. But honestly, depending on, I tend to go like a few months using Real G Pen, then I swap back to the normal G Pen. I have downloaded so many different brushes I thought I could potentially use as a new line brush. But honestly, none of these felt right to me. These two brushes, for as basic as they are, they're just the two ones I use the most. Cool. What brush do you use, for example? I've only recently switched to Real G Pen. Yeah, that's Real G Pen, alright. And this is regular G Pen, if I can tell. Huh. You know, one thing I am very jealous of you. I like how rough your art is. That's okay. No, that sounds like a backhanded compliment. Okay, no, that's not what I mean. I just like how you're more willing to. I can tell it just kind of feels like you just kind of like you're more willing to have like these little imperfections in your line work. I feel like I am so neat with my line art. It's line art. I feel like almost like too stiff and robotic. I'm not sure. I can't. And some days I wish I wasn't like so neat with it. Yeah. And it sucks because like everyone tells me, "Oh, your line art is so good. Your line art is so good. I wish I was as good as line art you." And I'm just like, I don't know if my line art's all that good. If all that good, I feel like I could be doing better. Like I make it feel more natural. Yeah. My line art is the one thing people tend to praise about my work. I like texture in Real G-Pen. Agreed. It does get a little bit of texture. It also helps that like it just zoomed out. It doesn't really look that different from like the normal G-Pen either. It all comes down to personal preference. I think also just having a little thinner tail also just helps your control a bit more. Ever since swapping to Real Jeep, I like Real Jeep because those imperfections baked in, so it allows more rough lines by default. Also, why I swapped to this. It also allows me. It also just feels like I have like more control to do like a thinner lines too. Because, like, I'll tell you that, my art style way back when I was, like, using, like, super thick lines. Almost just kind of like a crutch. I'm really glad I managed to, I'm really glad I managed, it's helped me out a lot with that. Normal G is way more clean, so if you mess up, it's way more noticeable. Also true. I drive myself crazy trying to get clean lines, but there will always be imperfections. True. Yeah, I get what you mean. Same consolation. I don't think that folks tend to mind about your line work being a little rough either. No, I certainly don't. I use a texture brush for a bit, but sometimes it can be too messy. Yeah, I agreed. The brush I'm using here, Tombow. No, not Tombow. It was like this Karai pen, I think. Some of these things were like a little too rough and messy sometimes. Like and so while they were fun to use for a bit, I ended up just not really clicking with them. Another example would be this one. I have so much jealousy for people who can like use like brushes that have like that use like brushes like the like varying opacity as line art brushes. I'm like, how do you people do that? How does that even work? I can't wrap my head around how. Just how. Well, same. Yeah, there's like so many. There's like this one artist I know. I won't mention them here because they are not safe for work art. They're mostly not safe for work. But like, man, their line art has like basically is like super clean. When you look at the opacity, is all they use like light opacity something. How do they do that? My brain can't come. Tries my brain sometimes. I swear to God. Alright, line art is done. Nope, no it's not. Actually, I feel like I missed a spot done. What the? How did I... What the hell? Send you a DM. Give me a minute. Use having all the past be 100%. That would that doing it otherwise would trip me up. Agreed. That's very much my thing too. I'll chomp on you. How you gonna chomp on me? What'd I do? I'm literally just here. Giving me sass. I'm not giving you sass. When have I ever sassed you? Dang it, never mind. Hold on. There we go. How about that happen? Alright, ladder done. Alright, now a quick background. This is kind of mimic the background I had in the main drawing I did for Elaine. It shouldn't be too bad. Hold on. Very simple, like, Radiant background, but I like to try to add a bit more, like, a bit of interest by having, like, a floor, a drop shadow, that kind of stuff, you know? gotta go prep to get back to work. Good luck with the rest of the art. Thank you, Kinda Taco. Should be long now. Coloring tends to be the fastest part of my process. Not feeling Saturday right now. I'm going through it. Ah, I'm sorry, really. Good thing it's Sunday, so I don't gotta stream, but really canceling today, not gonna lie. That's fair. Some days you just don't feel like streaming. It'll be fine. Your tummy's feeling a bit awkward. Everything's just kind of a little awkward for you today. Happens. Don't you worry. Jeez, I want to go fairy. He's so cute, fluffy. I'm gonna sob ugly. Well, I'm happy you're liking it, really. Oh, things. Oh, good so far. Who pinged me? As Sir Ryman. Alrighty. Pretty much it for background and stuff. Alright, now for the actual coloring. I try to go for the colors on the other ref I mentioned. It's a bit more interesting. And a bit darker. Man, your line is so good. Thank you. Like I said, it's the one thing people tend to praise about my work, and it's the one thing I tend to agree with. Line art is the one thing I'm good at. That's how I put it, at least. Obviously, I'm good at multiple things. I just think line art is the one thing I'm probably, like, known for, I guess you could say, you know? No, this is a tougher for upper hair. Never mind. And colors from Elaine, which isn't too bad. They colored her in multiple times already. I need to study how to do shading. Well, once I get the shading, you guys can look. I guess you both can look in. What I'm gonna do right now is something I learned from that one Starfish Face video. I created basically a subtool specifically for this. This fills out little spots in the line art that didn't get color. Tap, 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 tap. And will more, I have to make these with Kate. Hey, excited! Well, I'm excited to draw them all for you. You know me. Nope. Miss spot. Not miss spot. I actually added a spot, 2 more. How'd you make that? So, Funksy, I created a tool, I created an adjust line width tool, basically. That's already a part of the control point tool. It's one of the options in adjust line width. You can you can do that, and you can basically use that to basically expand rapid tap to expand any, like, a flat selection in order to fill out everything. Also, you know what? I'll send you the video I sent Josh because Starfish Face explains it better than I can, honestly. This is my coloring tutorial. I basically took that video and added on top what I already usually do. Add a little bit of blush on Elaine's face. On Elaine's face and on Kate, actually, now that I think about it. I have a little blush on like extremities on when the character is actually blushing. Do more than just the cheeks, you know, to really sell that blush. Yeah, quick few line strokes. That's how I do blushing. Same thing on Kate. It looks a little funny on Kate just because he doesn't have like a normal skin tone, but it does work. In his case, I just like to do it on his cheeks. On his case, I like to do it just on the cheeks. That's because it would look weird if I put blush on every little part of fur, you know? Like on characters, like I like to put it on like the inside of characters' thighs. I like to put it on like the fingertips, all that jazz. All right, next thing is what I always like to do when I'm in the flat thing, line art colors. This is a little bit of a different phase where I like to add a little bit of line art differences. And we all do line art colors. I just like to do this during my flats part. Also because I don't tend to shade like dark color, so usually I don't really have to worry about like the shading looking a little off because of it, you know. When it's a piece of metal too, I like to get like a full, like do all colored line art, not just like the insides. You like metal, gold. There's some exceptions if I feel like a drawing just works better with the outline looking black instead of like completed thing. But for the most part, that's usually what I do. Same thing with hair. I like hair to be all the line art color to be around the same color. Yeah, tweak that. Hold on. I think it's a really good technique. It makes things look a little softer, more visually appealing. Yeah, that's why I started doing it. I forgot to draw her little mole. I'm a fake Verlaine fan. Like right about here. Wah. Oh, I'm sorry, Verlaine. I love you. You notice. Also here, this is actually a pretty good example. You know, I didn't realize I had them until my friend drew my SC, since of course she's just me. Lol. True. Here's one thing I kind of know, something I'm kind of like split on. It's completely 50-50. It's completely 50-50. Sometimes when you can tell like something is like behind, like when it's not like a one-to-one connection, sometimes I like to like not do colored line art and leave like a hard black line to kind of show like this part of her jacket and this part of her jacket are separate. But sometimes if I think it just the vibes just look nice, I just do it entirely, you know? It's all in the vibes. That's my art style in a nutshell. Vibes. TM. All for the vibes. Look here, this line here. I like to put it here just because it looks neat. All for the vibes. I also realize I missed a spot here. Hold on. We're gonna hear on his boots since they're so close together. Do I just color them in or do I do the hard line? All depends on what you're going for. I think I won't do the hard line this time. Just also like an example. I feel like I'm giving an art class. Call me Professor Mattoon. Let me have fun. Me when the vibes are immaculate versus me when the vibes are not immaculate. True. All right, now that I got the flats, I'm also gonna start doing the flats on the second panel too. I like to do this when they're still just flat, so I can easily like colors if I'm doing like a multi-comic thing. So you just color select from the previous panel. I forgot to draw his tail in the second panel. I'm an idiot. I think I started sketching out, I just forgot. I'm an idiot. Those are easy to forget. Too easy to forget. Oh, I know that. I drew a gold ship from Uma Musume a while ago. Where is she? I was happy I posted it. Then I realized a very important issue. I forgot her tail. I'm a fake Uma Musume fan. Like, I like how she came out. I like the funky angle I gave her. I was kind of experimenting here a bit. I like how it came out, mind you. But man, how can I forget the tail? Yeah. It's behind the legs. Every artist. Let's just go ahead and extend the stream today to just finish this commission. Why not? If I don't get it in the next half hour, I'll just extend a little bit to get this done. Shouldn't take me too long to get this all finished up. Happy harpy noises. I'm happy you're excited, Lane. It makes me happy that you're happy. Don't worry, I didn't forget the kiss marks. That's on my. I was gonna do that when I clean up a few more things. Usually I add that into decals when I add decals, to be honest, but I ended up kind of forgetting, so I figured I'm just gonna do color line art first, then I'll add the smooch marks. That's a key part of this drawing. I can't not add them. One of these days, I ought to commission you. Commission you. Maybe when I had some spare cash. Well, I'm always happy for commissions, dude. Like, my commissions are basically almost never closed, so whenever you want to, just ask and I'll whip something up. No problem. I got more art, get more art with Dissociate than my own VTuber. I don't know why. Just because I have more lovey-dovey days than normal stuff. Sucker for romance debuff. True. Not as many kiss marks on this one, just because, like, he's not fully smoothed yet. Nice, cannot find your commission sheet. I ended up having to unpin it because I started pinning my Patreon thing. I really gotta make that accessible again. I am deeply upset. Don't worry, I can just DM it to you. Here you go. Alrighty. Everything, yada. How does this look with just the effects and everything? Background and stuff. Alright, looking good so far. I just gotta do some shading. And might update the Trello. I use Trello to organize all my commission stuff, and even just my personal art ideas. Hey, shading time. This is the part y'all I guess want to analyze, I guess. So I like to hide the effects in the background. Just have like the character on the gray screen. These usually what I like to work with. Just do. My character. As you can already see, I have all the things. Summed up the kiss marks and all the thing. What I like to do, I make a new layer. I clip it. I don't name this layer because I end up deleting it later. What I do is just make this one entirely white. This honestly just helps me. This honestly just helps me. Let me see what I'm looking at. Oh, I got distracted. I forgot to check in. Hi, Mimi. We were talking about you earlier. We're mentioning that one Deoxys drawing you did. This is basically I just like to make everything white just so I can help see things a bit better. Then I like to make a new layer, set it to multiply, and this will be the cell shading. This will be the base shadows I usually do. Actually, hold on. I realized something. I'm not gonna be able to like show something off properly. Okay, so that's how that works. Yes, that's how that works. Give me mid. Like, I'm gonna do something a bit differently. Give me mid. I typically capture only the I think watching coloring and shading the most. My personal part of doing art is the line work, but I understand. I'm gonna hide just the Clipsio Paint because I like to use window capture. But if I want to show my entire method, I gotta show the entire display. Hold on, display capture. My canvas. Hold on, everything got hidden. Nah. There we go. Yeah, it's way too big. There we go. It's probably quite charming when Todd gets excited to watch me draw sometimes. I like showing my process. Yes, it's always fun. Alright, now that I've done that. Next, I pick a color for my shading. I usually like to use this very palish purple. This is the color I like to use the most. Now I just like to put down the base shadows. I make the layer my reference layer. From there, I just keep going. You just worry you want to put like base shadows, all that stuff, you know? Watching anyone do any kind of art always makes me happy. I love art so much. Agreed. So much fun. I like one of my favorite things to do is I like watching speed paints. I really like to break down an artist's method. One of my the artist I'd say who has the most influential on my entire art style is definitely Arcase. I don't really know if that's what he really goes by, I guess, but like Rings1234 on YouTube or Wrongs1234 on DeviantArt. He is the artist who most influenced me, basically. If you look at his art style, it's functionally a more anime-adjacent version of what I do. I still have a bit of cartoonness in me. I've been recording my drawing process recently, mainly because Clipsio makes it really easy. Yeah, Clipsio Paint does have the automatic speed draw thing. I like to record it just via OBS directly. I haven't been able to do that much lately, though. It also sucks. That's something I really gotta do. I also don't like recording commissions. I only like to really record personal art, that kind of stuff, you know? It's like very... Procreate on iPad is really good because it'll record time-lapse automatically. That was a really neat thing I learned after I bought it. Yeah, like, Clipsio Paint, you have to, like, automatically set it to record. You have to set it to record manually. I think there's a way to do it automatically, but I never really looked into that. I gotta start doing more speed draws, though, just for the fact that it's one of the perks I'm adding on my Patreon. So, like, $10 patrons will have early access to my speed draws. I'll upload a YouTube link. I'll publish the video unlisted. I'll just upload the YouTube link on my Patreon. Tom keeps telling me to upload mine to my channel. Then I proceed to easily forget. That's a mood. I need to do something, then I just forget, then I forgot. It took me 10 years to find the answer something. I forgot. I get that. Alright, so base shadow's done. So now I delete the white, and I leave this. Looks neat, but as you can tell, the color's a little thing. What I can do, I go to my flats layer, then I go to select color gamut. And for example, let's pick her hair. This will select all instances of her brown hair. Now I go to my thing, I hit Control U, I think. Yeah, Control U. This allows me to tweak the hue, saturation, and the luminosity of the shadow color. So, let's say it's brown. I like to make it a bit more reddish. Up the saturation a little bit, make it darker. Maybe make it a little lighter. A little more redder. There we go. Presto. Same thing for a skin tone. Let's go. Selected. I like to make skin tones redder. Do that. Up the saturation a little bit. I like to make the skin tones like bordering between red and pink. I like to make it a little bit darker. Not too much. There we go. I have to make white blue. That's what I'm gonna use I'm gonna make the white and his dark fur color have the same one. I think it looks a bit easier. I like to select similar colors basically to do this. When I select similar colors for it, it also always helps me like because like they're usually like similar enough where I can like make where having a singular shading color should be pretty good. Yeah. There's also if you end up messing up what layer you do it on, you change the whole thing. But like it's easy to cancel out. Well, it depends on like what you're doing. Like even though the tongue is pinkish and like the cape is red, I actually like to use these things to make them bluer. I think that looks really nice on top of red. Very nice. I was missing his boots, little bootsies. How do you repeat the values for the other drawing? That is one thing I will say. When I'm using the exact same drawing, I literally just copy the colors. I can set the multiply layer to normal, and then I can just get the colors directly from here, you know? It's a little annoying when you do things, when you do it like that. Now, but if we're talking like in between like two completely different illustrations, I just wing it both times. I do what feels right in the moment. Or you don't even need to do that. You can just kind of just wing it in this drawing too. Some people do that. Do what feels right to you. It needs to be specific. We are approaching. And you just paint bucket tool for the air drawing. Fair, basically, yeah. That's how I do it personally. But again, you don't need to either. Yeah. Where am I? Yeah, that's the shadows done. Almost, actually. What I also like to do is I like to, like, select that. I like to select the shading layer. Hit Control H, which hides the selection thing. Then I make a new layer. I call it Shadow Outlines. Set to multiply. And I like to basically take my base shadow color. I like to take my base shadow color and just add like a little shadow outline on a metal, basically. I think it really helps with like shading metal. I like to add like a little shadow outline on the outline, as well as like add like a deeper like a darker shadow in the where the areas will be darker, you know. That's usually how I do metal. Metal. Next up, highlights. Take a thing, set to overlay. Now I take a yellowish color. I just do highlights how you would do highlights, basically. Like take this. Nah. Now you just do highlights kind of like how you normally would do highlights. I'm okay with highlights like going on top of shadows, that kind of stuff. I think it looks fine. I know some people don't like that, so you can honestly just like select the shadows then. Just hit delete on the highlights layer, but I don't really mind that personally. As you can also see, I have two colors of like a pale yellow. like a palish yellow. One of them I like to do for like most things and like paler skin. This other one I done specifically for like darker skin tones, because like using this pale yellow, it looks way too like gross, honestly, if I do it on like a darker skin tone. So using a paler version, like an even paler version of this pale yellow, is actually really good. Like a less saturated version of it on darker skin. As for like where you put the highlights, honestly, just put whatever you feel like. Highlights is a weird thing to do. If you put it in too much place, it makes things look shiny and metallic for some reason. Honestly, just do what you think feels right. This is adorable, by the way. Thank you. Except for metal, I like to use a white color for overlay just because I think it looks nice. Also, when you do metal, really don't be afraid to like put the highlights on top of like the shadows. Metal is just weird, okay? Metal does that. You don't have to worry about that. Metal just kind of does that naturally, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna pretend I'm like a master at this kind of stuff. This is kind of what I do. Right, last thing I tend to do for coloring. It's already pretty good, right? But they're still missing one little secret sauce. Now what I like to do is I like to select both the cell shading layer and the line art layer. And I like to set them both as a reference layer. Now what I do is I make a layer below my cell shading layer, set the multiply, and name it ambient occlusion. Then I take my base shadow color, I select where I shaded, and I try to make like a dark gradient underneath dark gradient where it makes sense for like there to be more darkness essentially. Here, a little gradient here. Here. What does making a reference layer do? So when I'm making a reference layer, basically, I haven't set my magic wand tool set to refer multiple to specifically reference. That means no matter what layer I'm on, the magic wand tool will always take into account what layers are currently set as reference layers. Look, notice when I select the this shadow portion, it doesn't go out of the shadow, nor does it go out of the line art. I have them both set as a reference. It's actually really useful. It is very good. It's a very good thing to do. I just realized I forgot to highlight his cape. Oh, hold on. Alrighty. Now, last thing I didn't do this on the last drawing I did for Verlaine. I didn't do it on this one, but I'm going to do it on this one just because I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to do the outline. Last but not least, rim lights. Now, for rim lights, the idea is very simple. Look at the background. Take a color that will make more sense here. So let's like a bluish color. Try and make it super saturated. What you gotta do is keep it in normal. Unselect the cell shading layer as the as a reference layer, just line art. What you want to do? See everything that's shaded? I want you to add like a little line right there. I want you to do that wherever you can on the drawing. You can do it outside of the shadows too. Usually you want to be like opposite of the highlight layer, but sometimes you can intersect if it thinks it looks good. Tank on. Let's extend today's stream to around 11-ish. Another half hour. Okay, you can also like tweak the ambient occlusion color if you want to. Let's try and make it more blue. Up the saturation, darken it a little bit. That's good. Tweak the ambient occlusion color. Likewise with the other colors, you can also just like tweak it later. Everybody's only got 3 hours of sleep. Go to bed. No, I'm fine. If you're sure. I don't like you like risking too much just for sake of watching me doodle. And presto, that's room lights done. Yeah, I probably have a little light here. You don't need to go too ham on these, because too much will end up looking a little uncanny. There's just the right level to get. Now we can move on to the second one. Panel 2, open it up. What I like to do is I like to basically, like, copy everything I did from, like, ambient occlusion upwards. Paste it. I just hit delete, so, like, make sure nothing shows up there in those ones. Make a white thing. And same basic idea where I make the base shadows with my shadow color. Make the effects layer to make it a bit easier. Set a new reference layer. Yatta.
The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can't go home because I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame.
Yatta. Honestly, the one's feeling a bit sleepy is me. I'm not used to streaming a bit this late. That's fine, we're still moving.
Was it hard? But I didn't hate it. I did not even lie. I've been patient, but it was
Howdy.
bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time.
I'm still streaming. I gotta finish up this drawing now. I'll finish up stream. Okay.
Found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure.
I know. I'm saying.
I wanted to run away. I was very motivated.
Good question.
Then what is this feeling? Could I ask? I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time.
Yeah, alright, you want my tutorial to draw? Here's my tutorial to draw. Sit down, pick a pencil, cry, art. Pray to the elder god, sacrifice my firstborn. You can also see, I don't really, like, just follow, like, a specific light source. I just try to make stuff that, like, makes sense, I guess, you know?
I'm not waiting for Santa Claus. I already have the gift, just can't open the box. I know all about it. No one can solve it unless I decide to do something about
And one me, pick up the pencil. True.
I've been patient.
Pick it up.
Bearable. I've had the
The only way to learn how to draw is to just keep doing it.
I never found out what it was. I chose. The town is lightning, and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there.
Right, as you can see, like I said, now I go back to the base one. A little far away, but it's fine. Set it to normal. Have to hide everything else here too. Looks like it doesn't just pick out the colors.
My body is light. Let's paint the gray haze into sky blue. I know who you are. I'm not leaving you again. The town is lightning, and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there. Just watch from
Yeah, be careful so you're not on the wrong. Don't forget to Gab says a very specific thing and draw it over and over a step. That's important. True. Similar to drawing and only draw king. Got it. Honestly, yeah, that would be a pretty solid idea. Like, unironically. Yeah, his little bootsies. There we go. It's all colors picked out. Go back. Go back to multiply. There's everything again. The same thing as before. Also select it. So I can do these shadow outlines on the over here. Highlights. I forgot his tongue, actually. Also, this is why you name your layers, because you're going to have a lot of layers. You're inevitably going to have a lot of layers with this kind of stuff. Name your layers, be organized. You'll thank me later. And some ambient occlusion. Like again, like I could go to the first one, see what color I use for an ambient occlusion properly. A bit hard to get usually because I usually have to hide some layers. Yo, and I'm making a bluish color, I see. Yeah, that's the one. And let's use this color directly for it. Oh. love seeing your work, dude. But I got bounce. Catch you later. Thank you, Josh. I'll see you later. I'm just wrapping this up. Just need to finish up the rim lights at this point. Yeah, now just rim lights again. And presto. So cold, my neighbors don't have water right now because it's frozen. Oh, jeez. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, what do you think, Relaine? I was gonna wait for. All right, there we go. Yeah. Alright, folks, it is 10:50. A bit later than my usual streams. I'm really happy Relaine likes it. I'm really happy with how it came out, too. I'm going to end the stream here. Folks, I thank you all for watching. Thank you all for Matt tuning in. Thank you all for being with me a bit longer than usual. Thanks for watching, everyone. And remember to always be cool and be creative.